Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 58 and it is transfer deadline day at the end of August. We've started the season absolutely superbly and we want to keep it up. This Palace side continues to surprise me for the quality it's got, but as you can see even from the player stats in the middle of the screen, some of the stars are the ones that Dougie has brought in. So if you can add to that today, if you can give us one or two more gems, maybe, just maybe, we can get into that second bunch chasing for the top 7. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we can, seeing what happens on deadline day and against last season's champions Man City, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. We're back with Hemel Hempstead tomorrow, a big season for us, a debut in a new league. And of course, there's links in the eye above to the podcast channel, to that series, and to the Twitch channel for live streams too. Thank you so much for your incredible support. But let's get cracking, shall we? Because there have been 1 or 2 little bits of transfer news since you were last with me. Let's go and get ahead through them, and then we'll have a look at the results. So, we start in the transfer market, where there is one active deal already from a few days ago coming in. That man is Reiss Nelson, and I was pretty pleasantly surprised when I saw that name pop up. What I don't understand is since then there's been an offer that's been accepted and a player that's joined us on the wing as well. So we've now got 4 wingers and Reiss Nelson potentially coming in, which doesn't make a huge amount of sense. So Reiss Nelson may well be joining us and making us a little bit overloaded with wingers. But let's have a look at the history and the players that may be going out, because there's a few youngsters potentially going on loan and a couple of not so youngsters from the under-23s. But let's see the history, because there are a couple of big signings. There is also a player out on loan. So we mentioned him last episode, Andres Karabali. He's gone to Huddersfield, was going to be our 4th choice centre-half this season, but you'll see from the left side of the screen, the other person we talked about in the last episode has come in to replace him. So he was a decent young centre-half, and to be honest, a season of Championship football probably won't harm him, so good luck to him out there. In terms of ins, we've got a youngster, Cameron Schofield, who's got decent potential, but he's awful at 20, so I can't see him making that. But the 2 big ones, Jayden Bogle did join from Leeds. The offer was in, and he's now come to the club. So an option at right back with Tormainer, with Fitzgerald, and it also means Tormainer can cover at centre-half too. So played his first game in the Cup, made a league substitute appearance in the last game. He looks alright, so I'm really pleased to have him here. The other one that's joined, yesterday he joined the club, is Alan Rios. 13.25 million, comes over from La Liga, but more importantly with him, something we haven't seen since we joined the club, is a 21-year-old winger and one with big potential. So he's a right winger who can cut in, which fits our tactic well with the likes of Abdul Kadir, Morcillo, even last season with Mbuemo, I guess. He's quick, he's good dribbling, he's good cutting inside and good technically. Maybe not the best finisher yet, but he's diminutive, he's got quick feet, and I'd fancy him to do pretty well. So hopefully he's someone we can see develop. I'm sure he'll get a few appearances as the season goes on. So youth international for Spain too. So I'm pretty impressed with the work that has been done so far. I'm a little bit concerned that we're overloading certain positions again. But to be honest, we've got a decent squad. And with the youngsters improving, I'm pretty happy with where we are. So Reiss Nelson is the man they're talking about coming in today. The likes of Cardenas out permanently and a few of the youngsters on loan. We're going to take part in deadline day. We're going to get into the last 15 hours of the window. And we'll see what Dougie can deliver. Because if we go back to that transfer screen, we've got 7 million of budget. That'll probably go down to about 5 if the Nelson and Cardenas deals go through. There's also 38 grand a week on wage budget. So are we safe to assume that if those players go in and out, we're probably out of wage budget? But Cardenas is on 20 grand a week. The other one, the winger who's been loaned out at 24, he's about 15 grand a week. Maybe there'll be enough for one more. We'll wait and see. Let's have a quick look at the schedule as well though, just so I can show you the few results off camera. You were with me for the sneaky victory against Burnley, a really good win, Castrovilli popping up with a screamer. Then against Norwich, I don't know what happened really, it was a quite calm game in the first half. Then the crucial moment after going 1 down, Campbell equalised immediately, Lenormand got his first goal for the club from a set piece, and Castrovilli got a crucial third just before half time, but then Campbell and Lenormand added another in the second half, And Boyer and Tipple, who came off the bench, made it 7-1 to Crystal Palace. We rotated in full against Southend in the Cup, got a comfortable 2-0 win there. Tanguy and Dombele and John Morcio getting the goals. And then we even held on for a 1-1 draw against Spurs. A really good result away from home. We weren't at our best, but we missed a penalty, and on another day we could have won it. Diego Lainez showing his threat on the break, as he so often has for us. But Alexander Isak, one of many brilliant strikers they've got, getting a goal late on. Arian Kalantari, still there, still firing for Tottenham Hotspur. Dominic Calvert-Lewin part of the squad too. So a point is a very good outcome at that ground. And if we can keep that consistency up, when we play the next 3 league games against City, Liverpool, Chelsea, we might have something special to come this season. We'll of course see the first of those games on camera today against the champions of last season. But before that, there's transfer deadline day. Let's see if Dougie can give us anything more to work with. 13 hours to go. We've got 6 inbox messages. There must be something here. So, Man United, let's skip ahead to that. Make an offer for Teo, the left back. 29.5 million plus a sell-on clause, and it's been rejected. I don't really understand why he's so valued. Is it just because he's a bit younger? I'm going to ask Dougie to chat to him because it's nothing to do with me. There's another loan offer for Jason Williams, which has been accepted. He was on the loan list, which I think came from a staff meeting ages ago. But there's loads of clubs in for him, so we'll see where he goes. It's actually a pretty decent young defender. And if Teo goes, we'd probably want him as a left-back option. But that's not up to us. It's the beauty of the head coach. Well, 11 hours to go. We've done a few more press bits, but nothing of real note in terms of the transfer window until now. Jason Williams, the youngster, has gone to Huddersfield on loan. He rejected the likes of QPR, Preston, Ipswich, Pompey and Sunderland, but he moves on and he gets Championship football too, and he'll be playing with Karabali, who also went there, so going to be half a defence from Crystal Palace at that club. Adaramola is still unhappy. Teo has not been resolved by chatting to Dougie Freedman. He wants to leave the club, and I don't blame him, because United is a great opportunity for the lad. In terms of agent offers, there's hundreds coming in as always. This Phil Jeffrey, he's popped up in a few scout reports. He's a wonder kid. He's English. He's fairly cheap from Ipswich. I would love to see him come in, but I don't think it's going to happen now, quite honestly. 11 hours to go. No sign of much action. Have seen a couple of other offers for Reece Nelson though, so no guarantee we'll get him too. An hour later, and a big addition to the wage bill, because Adler Nascimento has gone on loan to Preston, who are paying 15.5 grand a week wages. He doesn't look that good to me, but we'll see how he gets on. He's 24 now, he's not going to make it. But very good to get a bit of wages spare. Does mean there's an opportunity for someone to come in. But with 10 hours left, time is running out. Well, we've not even passed an hour. There is action galore. We have got a player going out on loan, a player going out permanently, a player coming in permanently, and another offer from Dougie Freedman. Now, I'm not going to get too excited. He sold our third choice keeper. I'm guessing that means he'll just be getting another backup in. But regardless, there's a lot of action. So Shay Lodge was one of the best players from the youth intake, wasn't he? I think it was last season. But either way, he was a brilliant youngster. Maybe he was at the club the year before. But he's gone to Colchester to get some football. He's a great pro. He's improving all the time. I've got real faith he's going to become a star. So we'll see how he gets on. Cardenas, he's off to Elche. Bit annoying really. The only time we had an injury to our first choice keeper, Grabara, last year, he then got injured too. So he never really got to make an appearance, which was quite annoying. But a good keeper. I'm sure he'll do all right for Elche. 1.4 million. Is that a profit or a loss for the club? 400 grand loss. What a deal, eh? But he's gone as well. Reece Nelson has rejected Watford to come to us. 32 grand a week, 4.5 odd million. There's a bonus if he plays 50 league games, which I wouldn't guarantee. It's a 4-year deal with an extension too. I mean, it's not a bad deal in terms of price. What I don't understand is why he's come in addition to Rios, because there's not really a role for both of them in the squad. That gives us them two, Morcio, Abdul Kadir and Lainez, 5 wingers for 2 positions. Put Tyrese Campbell who can go out wide as well. It is a little bit weird, but Reece Nelson, a good player, natural on both wings, and another Englishman into the squad. So solid addition, happy to have him here. Mitchell will give him a welcome, and we'll see who the next offer's for. Bilson is the man. Dougie Freedman has made the offer, so we know it's a first teamer. What are they like? They are, it's just a backup keeper. We said it might be. Third choice. He's a free agent. He's played very few games in his career. 28 appearances for Coventry over 8 seasons. Had half a year at Scunthorpe, made 1 appearance for Derby. Look, he's okay, but he's very much a third choice. Let's see what else is left in the budget, because 3.5 million and 50 grand a week in wages. Maybe wouldn't be shocked to see one more little deal, but I don't really know where the squad gets stronger. For the level that we're at, I don't think we can do a lot more. There's a few players who are wanted, a few who are still on loan lists, transfer lists, etc. But we'll see what happens. There's 10 hours to go, and I think it might get quieter from here. Well, the same as the last deadline day we showed at Crystal Palace, Glenn Fitzgerald gets a loan offer. This time it's Sheffield Wednesday. And I guess we're pretty well covered now. With Bogle coming in, with Tormaina there. We've even got a couple of under-23s who are decent enough at centre-half. So I've not got as much of a problem with him going now. Let's see what happens. 9 hours left. It seems like on the in-front, it's calmed down a little. A couple of hours later, we've got an injury to Selly and Boyer. We've got a loan out for Glenn Fitzgerald. We've also got Bilson joining as a third choice keeper. Big deduction in wages, so we'll take that. Going to put him straight into the under-23 squad, but we will register him for the senior team. Probably should have done that the other way round for simplicity. I might also put Ali Akin in because he's about 23 too, 22 years of age. And he's a decent centre-half, so we'll get him into the squad. I'll take a look at a few of those others before we go as well. But we've got one more space, so unless there's an offer for someone in, we can add another one into the first team squad. We've got more media trying to talk to us. I'd be happy to sell Teo, but looks like Dougie's got a different view on that. Let's see if there's any more action. Well, 1 hour to go, and suddenly things are happening. I don't quite understand why it's taken so long. Firstly, we got a little 30% sell-on clause for Robson, which wasn't a huge amount. There's offers for Green, who is a young striker. They've both been rejected. He's a 20-year-old. He's all right, but I guess he probably wants better value than that. And Jeffrey requests transfer at Ipswich. Oh, we're going to be too late, aren't we? How on earth has he not got a move? He should be in the Premier League. Loads of clubs interested. No one's going to get him now. An hour to go. Little too late. Or is it? We're back with 45 minutes left with inbox messages. Offers for Green, all rejected again. It's more on the outs front, although Sheffield United have got him for Jeffrey. We might lose out on an absolute gem. Teo looks unlikely to get the move he wants, so he's going to have to act professionally. He's going to have to earn that move in January, isn't he? The transfer deadline passes. I don't think Jeffrey got that move in the end. It fell through, I think. Yep, he stayed at Ipswich. That is remarkable. Wage expenditure, we are 4th lowest in the league. I tell you what, Dougie's done a good job on that front. Fair play to the lad. We are competing well above our average. And this year, we've not got the 4th worst squad in the league. Not by a long shot. The roundup of the transfer window, nothing of us featuring on there. However, Ali has got into the Turkey under-21 squad, which is going to be good because he's going to be part of the backup squad this year now. And Cardenas has gone to Elche. We're happy enough with that. And we're pretty pleased with the squad we've got. I've got to be honest. Let's have a look at the media preview now for the Premier League and see where we're expected to be. Yeah, it's all the way up to 13th now with Brighton and not far behind Leicester. So they rate us as a good mid-table club. And if we can get the best out of the lads and show our management credentials, then maybe we can get them on the cusp of that 7th. It's going to be very hard to break the top 7. And West Ham now the second favourites for the league. I'm not sure where that's come from. But we're in a good position. We play the favourites next though, then 2 of the other top 7. It's going to be a very difficult month, September. We'll be back after the international break to face Manchester City at home. Don't forget, we beat them last year. Not sure lightning's going to strike twice though. Here we go then, following a long international break. We're back with a few slight knocks and issues. Abdul Qadir still not fully fit. He's been out a little while now. Boyer struggling after a pulled hamstring, has failed a fitness test and shouldn't be selected. And Tanguy Ndombele has had a little knock during the week too. Let's see what we've got in store though, because this is our hardest game of the season. And in truth, I know they've started poorly, but we don't really want to risk loads of players against them if we've then got easier or more winnable games to come, because it's about being consistent against the rest of the league, not topping Manchester City. But our 11 today, I'm not going to play any of them because they've all got the old orange injury. So, Reece Nelson will definitely be on the bench. Jayden Bogle will definitely be in the squad. Who's going to play centre midfield though, so he's not in there? I'm going to also play Bogle right back from the start. It's a chance to bring him in. In midfield, we'll go for Saceres. He'll play alongside Castrovilli as such. I actually think Castrovilli's been better in there this season, so we're going to leave him as the centre midfielder. I'm not sure which one's the better going forward. Probably just about Castrovilli, so actually we will swap. The rest of the team, I think, will stay as it is. Alan Rios needs to come into the squad though. He'll replace Cameron Edwards, the youngster. Do we start him? Do we start Rios ahead of Morcio? It's a chance for him to play in a low-risk game. Let's do it. That's the squad for today. Saceres and Rios in. It means the full 11. It's Grabara in goal. Bogle also making his first league start with Teo over at left back. Mepham and Lenormand centre half. Tahar, Saceres and Castrovilli the midfield three. And then Rios, Alanes and Campbell the front three. Rios making his debut for the club. Could also have a debut for Nelson off the bench. We'll try and do that later on. But let's go and get into it. A big game against the champions. Going to be one hell of a difficult test. So no doubt we're likely to miss two of our better attacking players today in Abdulkadir and Boyer. But we're playing against a City side that's pretty strong. And with Vincent Kompany in charge. The club legend is back. They've still got Ederson in goal. Diaz centre half. Foden in the middle. Erling Haaland up front. Not a bad little spine, is it? The likes of Lamptey and Bremner, star young fullbacks in there too. And then on the bench, you've got Laporte, you've got Sterling, Camavinga, Florentino Luis, Jose Gomez, just in case they're not strong enough. They've got a few changes that they could make off the bench. They'll be resting a couple, probably ahead of their Champions League start in midweek. So let's tell our lads, the pressure's all on them. You've got nothing to worry about, just do your best. Let's get through the tunnel interview and into the first half. And see if we can shock the champions at home again. Well, a pretty quiet 18 minutes to start. City had a little bit more in terms of the match stats, but nothing that we've seen in a highlight. Although they are in behind with Haaland now, and it doesn't often take him long. Hits the post, it somehow bounces clear off the inside there. Scored 40 league goals last season, I think more than that. More than one a game. He's a ridiculously good striker. But here, we're up the other end. Castrovilli gets it just wide. We keep him at bay and we nick a goal ourselves. We've got a great chance of winning this one. And we're having a few bits of possession early doors as Lanes finds Saceres. Big switch of play which Bremner heads away to Haaland. I think they're playing two up there as well. In the midfield they get it. They find a centre forward. They're definitely playing a front two and they're keeping the ball as well as you'd expect them to. As Bremner works down the left hand side. Phil Foden playing in the middle too. Through ball. The centre forward's in. It's really, really good football. And Phil Foden finds the defence splitting pass, but Grabara makes an excellent save, takes his rating into the sevens. The corner kick comes in though from Foden, Mepham heads away. Castrovilli can counter here, we leave two up from corners, so it gives us a great chance to break. Castrovilli held up though, it's excellent defending. Grabara has the ball again though. Been an action-packed 4 minutes here. Lanes picks it up on the left, Lamptey holds him up. Finds Campbell though, who gives it to Rios. On debut, releases Castrovilli. Forced a little wide. Cuts it across. Saved out to Rios. I was already celebrating. Somehow blocked on the line. I've no idea where that body came from, because it looked like he had the goal at his mercy. Half an hour gone though, 0-0. And it's now a City corner, headed in. And Haaland somehow misses. Looks like a block again. It's been given as a corner. Some great last-ditch defending from both sides here. As Foden delivers to the back post, Lenormand heads away. We're holding firm. 10 to the break, still goalless. And with 6 minutes to half-time, it's Jayden Bogle with a free kick on the right. Rios gets it from Castrovilli, switches to Lanes. Only about 5.5 foot, but he somehow gets the header in. Goes over the bar though. Suppose Lamptey isn't much taller. But at half-time, it looks like it's going to be goalless. And that's a pretty good effort. I don't know what it is. Crystal Palace have always had something against City, haven't they? So we're going to tell the lads to keep it up. We're going to get them all inspired and see if they can keep it going second half and nick what would be an excellent point to continue our unbeaten start. The Lamptey on the right has a throw-in. Hasn't lasted long before the highlights start as Kaiser switches it. Bogle heads away and Rios picks it up on the right. Not had the best debut, but been tidy in possession. Bogle gives it to Lenormand. He finds Mepham. Playing her own football out from the back here with Tahar. He goes big up towards Castrovilli. Campbell's running off him. Tries to switch for Lanes. Lamptey reads that a bit too well. It's back to Ederson. Ruben Diaz. To Kaiser. Lamptey again on the right as they try to surge forward. If they beat the press here, they've got a really good opportunity. And you know what it's like if they get Haaland in behind. He's missed one chance already. He's not going to miss a second. Out to the left wing. Haaland is in the middle. Delivered into him. Great save, Grabara. Somehow clinging on. If we stop Haaland scoring, We've made one hell of an effort here. It's a corner kick which Foden will take. Outswinger doesn't beat the first man. Tyrese Campbell heads away. We still survive. Coming up towards the hour mark now, we've got Lenormand being told to close down Haaland as Bogle gives it to Castrovilli and Rios. Some nice football again here. I will take Rios off soon because he's not had the best game, though Castrovilli switches. He's tried that a few times, but he's not actually found Lennes on any occasion as Haaland's in. Is it third time lucky? Of course it is. He wasn't going to miss 3 in a row. Second goal of the season for him. It's a big diagonal ball that beats us, which after all the quality we've shown defensively, it's a little bit frustrating. 1-0 Manchester City, the champions back in business. As they switch the ball forward again, Bogle goes back to Grabara. Seen an awful lot of this game now. And Teo again at left back has been a bit of a letdown. It's frustrating to see. And that's why I wouldn't be upset if they accepted the 30-40 million for him. As Teo brings it out, goes short to Saceres. Nice switch of play. Rios will chase. Bremner's on a yellow. He's brought him down. Got to be a red card. And it is. He's been sent off. Palace have got City down to 10. This could be a fun last half an hour. So Teo will come off for Mitchell. We're also going to take off Rios. He will be replaced by... I'm tempted to go for Nelson, but I'm going to play Morcio because he's familiar. And then Saceres will be replaced by Arthur as we try and keep the ball better. 3 changes made, half an hour to go. It's 11v10. We've got a chance. As we've got a corner kick just past the hour mark. Into the back post to Mepham. Heads just over the bar. Set piece is arguably our best chance. Probably got to take them. Just under 20 to go. Morcio with a free kick hit the woodwork. Oh, it's definitely set pieces that are going to unlock this City door. But we're missing them narrowly every time. We're getting on top. We're getting chances. But we're just not able to take them at the moment. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We're going positive. We've actually had more shots now. But Manchester City will hold on for a Champions 1-0 victory. It's a brilliant effort though and a good performance. And I've seen nothing to discourage me. I'm really pleased with the lads. And it looks like we're going to have another good season again. I know we're playing a lot of the top sides now. But let's go and have a look at when we're next going to be back. And hopefully we'll still be in the mix then. Crystal Palace debut for Alan Rios today. Lovely moment for him. But it was a 1-0 defeat ultimately. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. Because we've got AFC Wimbledon, lowly opposition in the League Cup coming up. But our next 2 league games are Liverpool and Chelsea, which are massive. We've then got a spell of maybe 4 winnable games. Watford, Wolves, Brentford, Brighton. The sort of sides we've got to beat if we want to get in the mix for the top 7. But crucially, we will be back at the start of November. Either side of the international break, we face Newcastle and Arsenal. Dependent, of course, on what happens, we could show the Everton game. There's loads of big games around there. So whichever ones are going to be the closest competitors, we'll try and show those matches. But we'll be back in November. If you did enjoy this episode, a busier deadline day for Dougie Freedman, albeit a slight overload in a couple of positions. Please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of our start to the season. Competitive performance against City, some very good ones beforehand, including Burnley in the last episode too. Where do you think we can go this season? Have we got a small chance of breaking the top 7? Or will it just be finishing best of the rest again? Because that's what it looked like based on last year. If you want to stay up to date and find out, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back with Hemel Hempstead tomorrow before this one returns in 2 days' time. Keep your eyes peeled for loads of shorts and highlights from our Twitch streams too. And of course you can find anything you've missed up in the eye above, including some of the playlists from here, the Twitch channel for regular live streams and the football podcast too. But a massive thank you for watching. Your continued support as always, it really is appreciated. And I'll see you next time for some big Premier League fixtures as we try and continue our positive start with Palace.